We're making a 7-stranded plaited bread wreath. Okay, it's bread week. I am so stoked that it's bread week because I think this is my strength. I always do better with bread. I don't know why. It's just one of those things where I get in terms of like the science behind it. Whether the results will show, we'll see at the end of the video. However, I'm really excited. It's Paul Hollywood's week, which basically means it's one of his recipes, and typically they go all right for me. There's the message. That's our challenge sent. Okay, let's just log on for a second. Okay, so it says, good morning and welcome to Bread Week. Your challenge will be to make your challenge is to make a 7-strand plaited wreath, inspired by the Great British Bake Off Technical Challenge. This challenge will be a little different as you found biscuit last week so easy. This time there's no method provided, great, but one of the ingredients also has no measurement. I'm hoping it's the yeast because I have a sachet, so it's kind of like a given. It will be down to your knowledge to work it out. You aren't also allowed to use a mixer, which is great. I don't even own one, so that's perfect for me. The other thing is that you have 2 hours and 30 minutes to complete this challenge. Oh, it's a very long one, which makes sense, it's bread. There's a small clip for you to watch that will show you the 7-strand plait is done. Watch carefully as you're allowed to only watch once. No pausing, no rewinding. Oh, that sucks. And here's the ingredients. As always, I'm going to leave the message and the ingredients listed right in front of me and down below in the description so that you guys can have an attempt to as well. Now let's watch the clip because he did send me it. Unfortunately, I'm currently in the middle of watching Bad Batch, so I'm really consumed by that right now. Okay.
Their buns, but they have no idea what's in store for them in the
Okay, I just want to start with talking about the water ratio. I'm going with a 3 to 5, so 3 parts water to 5 part flour. That being said, this is 300 ml. Now I'm going to start off with mixing the dry ingredients, the flour, salt and yeast to create a base. And then we'll add in the wet mixture. Now the wet mixture is fairly simple really. It's the olive oil and the water. Now I did measure the water temperature to be around about a 37 to 36 degrees. Make it an optimum temperature so that the yeast can grow in such a short time period as well. Now you can see here I'm adding the water by parts because the lack of measurement given at the recipe for the challenge. It really does help out just to take things really slowly. What we don't want to do is over add the water. That means I had to compensate with more flour, which probably isn't ideal. Honestly, what I'm looking for here is a slightly well put together wet dough ball. Honestly, that's probably the best way to gauge. Now, going back and looking at how I made this, I think I nailed it on the head. Really, it's a matter of trusting the process a lot of the time, but hopefully this will help. Honestly, all the measurements I've given you down below in the description will be the accurate measurement, but as you can see, I've gone really slowly with it. This is the perfect texture I want, slightly sticky, but really put together as a dough ball. Now you can see I didn't add all the water. So I added around about 330 to 350 grams of water. Nearly there, which gives us a bit of time to spare. Poke test? Yeah, not too bad. To be honest with you, if I did this, I don't think I know what I'm looking at. I don't get too bad. Yeah, I don't know what I'm looking at when I do that. So I just go on the basis of how it feels in my hands. And also, bread is quite reactive to the way it's needed. So if it's sticky still, it means it's not building up the gluten. But also, it's not needed enough. So if it sticks to the surface, like very wet, sticky, then it's not good. Oh, this is picking up. The dough is perfectly come together. We're going to oil a bowl for it to be proofed in. All I'm doing here is using a toweling trick where you're just wetting a towel with hot water and creating the perfect environment for a proofing drawer, but without one. It's a really great trick if you don't have one. Another one would be a towel with a hot water bottle, creating the same environment really. Now, all I'm saying is I don't understand how the candidates was not bored in this challenge, because there's 2 proofing sessions, and honestly, I had so much free time here. I wasn't really sweating the detail. Honestly, I was entertaining myself in other means. As the gym rat I am, I'm going to smash out some gains here by actually making the egg wash for the bread. Now, the nightmare is about to begin because I really don't like this process. I'm not very confident with plaiting bread. It's not something I do on the regular. So it's been 45 minutes, and this is where you can see whether your dough has done well or not. Mine doubled in size, and that's perfect. The tough bit where you've got to divide it by 7. No? Too much. Okay. This is such an extra step right now, but it's just because I really need to get it formula. If you're doing this at home, please be aware that this is the most labour-intensive part of the entire recipe. You're doing this 7 times over to make perfect 7 strands. Now, honestly, I think my arms were burning at this point, but don't worry too much. I have trained for this moment. Oh, the fight only continues from here onwards, honestly. Now, the strands were around about 90 centimeters to a meter, but the dough stretches, but it would also shrink in the meantime as well. So it is something that you have to work with. At the same time, you need to remember these strands are still proofing. So the yeast are still, being really reactive. If I understood the clip properly, Paul Hollywood essentially wants us to do a weird 7-strand but fishtail like plait. Honestly, have a look back at the video. Please don't rely this as a source, because honestly I struggled so much to create these strands into an even plait. This is the flippy over bit. Ooh, this is a mess. This is a mess. No. Hold on. No, that's fine. That's also fine. No, that's not fine. Okay. I'm so lost. The fuck? Right, left, right, left, I think it's so like it's plaited, but I must have gone wrong somewhere, because look, there's 2 here. Oh no, that's meant to be how it is. Okay, don't look too bad. Then we just curl it. Trim the ends. Doink. Doink. And make them meet somehow. She's a wreath. Okay. Towel trick. Oh, and the wait begins again. 45 minutes.
Are you into cricket? Yes. Go on. Oh. Sorry. Stop. Right in the thigh. I thought he was going to do it softly. Oh.
Yo, look how big it is. Dude, it's so big. Look at the little ones. How cute. Okay, so earlier we made an egg. egg mixture. Okay, so something I just want to point out here. The egg wash is seasoned with a pinch of salt. That's a new one for me. I've never done that before. Definitely something that I might take forward as well. Now into the oven for the last remaining minutes, which is around about 20 minutes. Oh, I'm so tired. Literally so tired. Oh, I'm really zoomed in. Hello. There you go. Ah, just another week, you know. This is week 3 and we've got 10. Now, apparently, it's caramel week next week, and I genuinely hate caramel, so I'm so intrigued. So please do keep up watching with the series. Let me know how you find them. To let me know that you've come this far, drop an emoji for the bread or bread loaf down in the comments below to tell me that you've come this far, because you guys are a true star baker. I'm going to take this bread out and we could go and finally do the final reveal. It's looking so good, but it's not done yet. I don't know if you guys can see. Oh boy, time is up and there she is. She is beautiful. She's slightly browned over brown, but that's really because, I don't know, I think I ranked the heat up too much, but she does look perfect, I must admit. And she sounds perfect too. Oh, it sounds all very... Oh, it's browned all sides. It looks so good. Okay, so I did this for the last 2 videos, but I wanted to draw your attention that it may not always be possible to do it for every video coming up for the next few weeks, especially there are 10 episodes to this Great British Bake Off challenge. Now, saying that, last 2 weeks we had leftovers, which meant that I can make a leftover video. This week, I didn't have any leftovers, and that's always a good thing for me because I don't really like wasting food. Now, this week we did have little knobs or nodulars of leftover bread that they didn't bake in the challenge, but I did bake them. So these are still edible, great with a little bit of butter. I just want to show you what it looks like. Look how pretty that is. I mean, they are just still bread, but you can see that I made really good effort of kneading it, so that had good I made a good effort of kneading it really well to make a really good gluten structure, or whatever the word is. Very good. I really can't wait to get into this, but it's really hot right now. Ooh. Okay, there we have it. The timer is done. The 2 hours timer is done. 2 hours and 30 minutes went by so quickly, but also extremely slowly as well. And here's the end product. It is still quite hot, so I'm going to be quite fragile with it. Let's see if I can. There we are. It's not so bad actually for my first like Plait loaf. I've never done anything like this, so I don't really know. Like, it's so hot. I don't know why I'm holding it like as if it was cold, but it looks good. It sounds hollow, so like that's a good sounding bread. I wish the bottom browned a little bit. That might be my oven thing. Might be very different for yours. Now, of course, like I said earlier, everything in terms of ingredients, equipment, anything I use today will be down in the description below. Please do ask any questions if you have any. I feel like going to the proper recipe and learning about the water measurement is also a really key, the key thing to get here, because water measurement is really interesting, because obviously you're talking about hydration here, how hydrated the dough is. Now, I really just took a guess, but honestly, it was a great attempt. I don't know if this is what it's meant to look like. I need to actually go back and watch the video properly. I only saw the Plait. Now, the Plait was genuinely interesting because the length of it was perfect for the wrap. The thickness of the center to the end was not. So you created like a sort of a donut, sort of like croissant, because this end is really thin and this top bit is really thick. So definitely an interesting challenge this week. Definitely always think that bread week is always my thing. Like, I love bread week. There's something, I always get a really good result from it, where compared to anything else that I get done during this whole thing, is a nightmare, a complete nightmare. I hated, like a couple of years ago, they did s'mores and they had to make marshmallow. Genuinely hated it. Like I said earlier, I think it's caramel week next week, so I'm really like worried about what they're gonna do. Oh, there won't be any leftovers either. Unfortunately, this is the leftover. Now, as always, I would always love for your interactions, so please do message me, you know, comment down below. Please also like and comment and subscribe. Click on the notification bell. It really does help me out. I would love to see some interaction as well on this video, so please leave that bread or the sliced loaf or whatever it's called emoji down below for me to know that you've actually watched this far. As always, I'm gonna love you, leave you. Thank you for watching. What the heck am I doing? All right, getting out of the gym because it's freaking cold.